Hello, everyone. My name is David McGraw, and today I want to share with you the 5 core reasons why you might be struggling with things like emotional eating, anxiety, maybe self-sabotage, fear of failure, or procrastination, just to name a few. And I'm going to share how to completely transform these in 7 days or less. And when you do, your anxiety will dissolve, your chest will start to feel lighter, your mind will quiet, emotional eating will stop, so you'll be able to walk past desserts and bad habits without a second thought. Self-sabotage will start to vanish, so you'll talk to yourself with more kindness and compassion. Now, if you have ever found yourself wondering why things like affirmations or self-help books or even traditional hypnosis haven't worked for you, well, it's simply because all of those issues like emotional eating, anxiety, self-sabotage, fear of failure, procrastination, every single one of them stem directly from not being able to heal the 5 core wounds at the deepest subconscious level. And here's the truth that most people simply don't realize. If you've struggled to find lasting healing, or like emotional freedom or deep inner peace, it is not your fault. And that's because traditional self-help, standard hypnosis, and even things like conventional therapy methods fail to address these 5 core wounds. Now, there's a bit to unpack here, so I want you to really pay attention because this will change your life. And it's no accident that you're here. I believe you're watching this for a reason. And I believe deeply that something within you has led you here. And I promise you, this might be the most important discovery you will ever make about yourself, because that's exactly what it did for me. So I've been studying in this self-development space for a long time. Now, I just turned 50 years old this year. I've been at this for over 30 years now. I studied psychology back in university. I later received a PhD in philosophy. I have created and written over 600 hypnosis sessions, including the #1 most viewed hypnosis recording on YouTube of all time. And that's my weight loss hypnosis session. It was on websites like Oprah Winfrey's website, Deepak Chopra's site, Women's Health magazine, and others. So my hypnosis sessions have now reached and transformed tens of thousands of people's lives worldwide, and I've received thousands of testimonials from people whose lives have been changed profoundly because of this work. But out of all the powerful hypnosis sessions and transformational work I have ever done, and I've done quite a bit, I've done a lot of them, what I'm about to share with you today stands clearly as the most profound, powerful, gentle, and lasting healing I have ever experienced or created. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind that what you're about to discover today will heal you more deeply, quickly, and completely than anything else you've ever tried, guaranteed. And I say that with absolute certainty because what I'm about to share with you deeply and profoundly transformed my own life. And I personally experienced how powerful and effective this truly is. Now, the reason I kind of got into all of this self-development work in the first place was because growing up, I had a pretty hard time. I was bullied quite a bit when I was younger. It started when I was in the 3rd grade. My family we had moved, and I went to a new school. And there in my class and on my school bus were these 3 brothers, 2 big and mean older twins who had failed grade 3, and their younger brother who was my age. And these 3 kids and their buddies from day one made my life miserable for 6 long years. Fighting back, was pretty pointless. I tried that at first, and let's just say it didn't work out so well. So every day pretty much felt like a nightmare. These boys, these three brothers, and their buddies, they would gang up on me. I was teased daily. I was beaten up. I was spit on. Um, all the other kids were afraid to be my friend. So I walked alone on the playground, trying my best to shrink and hide and kind of just hope to go unnoticed. On the school bus on the ride home, I was forced to sit where they told me to. When I got off the bus, they would all start chanting "loser" and then spit on me out the window when I'd walk by. So it was really humiliating. It was embarrassing, and I felt really ashamed about it. Then in the sixth grade, because of all the constant stress, it triggered Bell's palsy, and half of my face went paralyzed from the stress. So I had to wear a patch. I would drool, and those kids made even more fun of me. Now, for whatever reason, I didn't ask for any help. I didn't go to my parents or teachers for help. I just kind of kept it all inside. So these painful childhood memories, well, they were buried, I guess you would say, in my subconscious mind, and they shaped how I saw myself in the world. So as I got older and later in my 20s, I just didn't feel right. I felt like there was just something broken within me. So I struggled quite deeply with social anxiety. I had chronic panic attacks and emotional eating. And I ended up gaining 40 pounds when I was around 22, 23. I was constantly battling feelings of feeling like a loser and just this nagging sense that something within me was fundamentally damaged. And I was desperately trying really everything imaginable to fix it. I read hundreds of books on psychology. I did countless affirmations, bought all these hypnosis programs. Did therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy. I went to retreats. I spent thousands of dollars trying to fix myself. But really nothing seemed to work. In fact, a lot of the therapies that I tried actually made me feel worse. I remember back when I was studying psychology, I did this NLP training at the University of Toronto, and they had me revisit this painful childhood memory while in trance. And I remember going back in that memory, and I could feel the humiliation, the fear, the shame of being surrounded by these kids on the playground. They would, you know, quite often they would form these circles around me, and they would push me to the ground. They'd kick me, they'd spit on me. And then while I'm back in this memory, it brought up all kinds of painful emotions, and it felt like there was acid burning in my chest. And I literally got up and just ran out of the classroom. It was really just too painful. Now, let me just stop for a second, because what I'm going to teach you about in a moment, well, it never requires you to relive any past hurtful experiences, okay? Never. So I'm going to show you how you can heal at the deepest level without experiencing any emotional pain. Okay, sound good? Okay, so after this NLP experience and quite a few other disastrous therapies, I completely swore off anything to do with healing of your inner child wounds or really anything like that. So my belief was looking in your past only gives you a sore neck. So I completely avoided it. I avoided anything related to inner child work. So instead, I focused solely on positive visualizations, things like future pacing, like visualizing yourself in the future as successful, confident, and also feeling peaceful in the present moment. And I created powerful dual immersion hypnosis sessions around these methods, and thankfully they did help. So they helped both me and many of my clients experienced genuine positive changes. Yet deep down, I felt like I knew something critical was missing. So a few years ago, everything shifted profoundly for me. I was introduced to Dr. Dan Brown, who was a highly respected professor at Harvard University. He was a world renowned psychologist and an internationally recognized expert in hypnosis and trauma. And I had the incredible privilege of studying directly with him through courses that he taught through Harvard University. Now, what was so great about Dr. Brown was that he was able to brilliantly combine the best of the Western psychology with Eastern meditation, mindfulness, and advanced hypnosis teachings. And he was able to create groundbreaking healing methods. And one of his most influential contributions, developed with psychologist David Elliott, is the ideal parent figure IPF protocol. So, IPF is a gentle yet powerful imagery based intervention, and it's often delivered in hypnosis that helps adults re encode secure memories and mend childhood wounds rather quickly and safely. But to be honest, I resisted it. My past experiences made me slightly hesitant, so I wanted nothing to do with healing emotional wounds. So instead, I focused on Dr. Brown's other teachings on peak performance, flow states, higher states of awareness, and mindfulness. The inner child healing, I ignore completely. But after Dr. Brown passed away, something compelled me to revisit his work on IPF more carefully. And slowly it became crystal clear to me that until our wounded inner child truly feels secure, safe, and fully healed at the deepest subconscious level, it becomes incredibly difficult, if not impossible, to achieve lasting success, real confidence, and a real peace of mind. So I decided, okay, I'm going to go back in a trance state and check up on my own inner child. So I go back in this memory through hypnosis, and I'm walking down my school bus, and I see my younger self sitting there on the bus, and he's completely frozen, and he's just staring out the window in a complete state of fear and anxiety. And I sit next to him, and I knew right away what had been blocking me my entire life. I could see patterns that I was still doing as an adult. So I came out of that trance and I thought, okay, I'm going to dive really deep into this ideal parent figures hypnosis technique that I already learned from Dr. Dan Brown, but ignored. So I went back in and I went pretty deep into it. And what I discovered changed everything completely, quickly, and profoundly. So, for the first time through these hypnosis sessions I made for myself, I experienced the 5 emotional needs every child desperately requires, and I experienced those directly within my subconscious mind. And I instantly felt genuinely more safe, seen, comforted, delighted in, and kind of like unconditionally supported. And within moments of doing this hypnosis technique, it felt like decades of emotional wounds healed effortlessly and permanently, and totally without ever reliving any of those original traumas. So since I've done this, my fear of rejection has all but disappeared. Self-doubt is gone, and I've been reaching much higher levels in my meditation. And the most amazing thing is when I look back at my memories, my inner child who was once, sitting there frozen in fear, now looks pretty happy and content, even on the bus and on the schoolyard. And I feel the ease of that in my body and my mind. And remember, you do not have to revisit any past memories ever for this to work. Now, here's exactly what I discovered through my own personal journey and Dr. Brown's powerful ideal parent figures method. See, every single one of us has 5 critical emotional needs that must be fully met in childhood to create a secure, confident, joyful adult. And here's the thing, these 5 emotional needs are not optional or trivial, right? They are absolutely essential. So think of these 5 emotional needs like emotional nutrients. They nourish your subconscious mind and emotional system just like nutrients nourish your body. Now, without these emotional nutrients, your subconscious mind remains stuck in limiting patterns, anxiety, emotional eating, procrastination, self doubt, and other struggles. Now, before we go any further, it's really important for you to understand this. There's no blame here, okay? Our parents did the very best they could do with what they had. So, my parents, for instance, they were very young when they started their family. And my dad came from a family of 12 children, and my mom came from a family of 7. So, they did their absolute best, and I love them dearly. But the truth is, they were simply kids, and they were in their young 20s. And I'm sure your parents did their very best as well. So again, this is not about blaming your parents or regretting anything, okay? This is simply about clearly understanding why you may have struggled with anxiety, emotional eating, self-sabotage, procrastination, self-doubt maybe, or feelings of inadequacy in your adult life. Now, when you finally become clear about this, everything begins to make perfect sense, okay? And you could finally and gently heal without going back into pain or reliving any of those hurtful memories. Okay, so now let me share with you exactly what these 5 essential emotional needs are. So you'll see exactly why they matter so much and why healing them can very quickly transform your life. So the first emotional need is protection and security. So as a child, you needed consistent emotional and physical safety, right? And if you grew up feeling unsafe or insecure, maybe your home was unpredictable or tense, or maybe your caregivers or parents were emotionally distant or stressed, then your brain learned to constantly scan for danger. So there's a part of your brain called the amygdala. It's your emotional alarm system. And when this alarm stays activated from childhood, you might experience chronic anxiety, worry, fear, and really trouble relaxing as an adult. Now, the second emotional need is attunement. So, attunement is simply means feeling deeply seen, heard, understood, and valued. So, if your caregivers were distracted, busy, emotionally unavailable, or didn't fully understand and validate your emotions as a child, you probably felt invisible and alone. So, without consistent attunement, you likely developed subconscious patterns like people pleasing, poor boundaries, loneliness, anxiety about other people's opinions, and a constant subconscious longing to feel understood and seen. Now, the third emotional need is soothing and comfort. So, when you were a child, you needed someone to gently comfort you, reassure you, and soothe your emotions whenever you felt sad or anxious or scared. And if nobody consistently showed up emotionally to comfort and soothe you, then you never learned how to soothe yourself. And as an adult, this shows up as emotional overwhelm, emotional eating, chronic stress, difficulty calming yourself down, and always looking externally, like for food or other unhealthy habits, to temporarily comfort your inner distress. Now, the fourth emotional need is called express delight. So, express delight is all about genuinely feeling your caregiver's pure joy, their warmth, and unconditional delight simply because you exist. So, you might imagine the look on a loving parent's face when their child walks into the room, like the joy in the parent's eyes, the warmth in their smile. Now, this delight is essential to feeling worthy and lovable. And if you didn't consistently experience express delight in your childhood, you may subconsciously believe that you're not good enough as you are. And that's where we develop things like perfectionism, fear of failure, self criticism, and constant external validation seeking behaviors as an adult. Now, the fifth emotional need is encouragement. So, growing up, you needed clear, loving support and positive encouragement to confidently explore your world, express yourself authentically, and become your best self. Now, without this support, encouragement, and guidance, you might have subconsciously developed feelings of inadequacy, low self confidence, procrastination, fear of success, and persistent self doubt. So it became hard to trust yourself, believe in your potential, or even confidently pursue your dreams as an adult. Now, when you hear all of this, does it make sense now, kind of why you may have struggled with anxiety, emotional eating, procrastination, or self doubt? Right? Kind of. So each of these five emotional needs are like emotional nutrients essential for your brain, your emotions, and your self esteem to develop in a healthy way. So when you don't receive enough of them in childhood, you carry these unmet needs into adulthood, experiencing symptoms like anxiety, emotional eating, self sabotage, and self doubt. But the good news is, by using my dual induction hypnosis method based on Dr. Dan Brown's ideal parent figures technique, you can easily and safely meet these five emotional needs right now, starting today. Because here's the powerful secret: your subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between something vividly imagined in hypnosis and an actual memory. So, in deep hypnosis, your brain quickly creates powerful new emotional experiences and memories. Memories now filled with safety, attunement, soothing, delight, and encouragement from your ideal parent figures that we create in your subconscious mind. And when your subconscious mind stores these powerful new memories as real, you'll begin to experience lasting emotional relief without ever needing to relive any past painful experiences. So, when these five core emotional needs are finally met, you become free. Anxiety dissolves, emotional eating slows down naturally, procrastination starts to vanish, self sabotage disappears, and something magical happens. You become the very best, healthiest, happiest, most confident version of you, fully healed from within. Now, I'd like to share with you exactly how you can fully and permanently experience this powerful emotional healing immediately, safely, and comfortably right from the privacy of your own home. So, I've carefully created a special, deeply transformative journey called the Ideal Parent Figures Dual Immersion Hypnosis, and it's a 7-day program. And it's part of my Mind Wave on School. Now, here's what you'll experience with this 7-day journey. So, you'll get access to 7 powerful sessions. Each session immerses you deeply and gently into the soothing embrace of dual immersion hypnosis, where you'll effortlessly build a powerful emotional sanctuary. You'll experience profound inner safety and like unwavering resilience. And as you relax deeply, you'll encounter your ideal parent figures who beautifully attune to your deepest emotional needs offering you unconditional emotional support, genuine validation, nurturing comfort, heartfelt celebration, and protection. Now, because your subconscious mind sees what you imagine as completely real, these beautiful, comforting experiences become actual emotional memories for your inner mind. So, this gently creates new pathways in your brain, effortlessly releasing anxiety, emotional eating, procrastination, self doubt, and self sabotage right from their deepest roots, leaving you free, confident, calm, and empowered. And as each session unfolds, your subconscious mind naturally integrates authentic self worth, genuine courage, empowering confidence, and emotional freedom, profoundly transforming your emotional identity and igniting powerful, permanent healing within. And now, here's the best part: you can start this profound healing experience today completely risk free with a free 7-day trial. So, after your trial, your continued access, including ongoing support, community connection, and future growth, is only $47 per year. So, that's less than $1 a week. So, you'll also become part of our supportive community filled with really warm hearted people who deeply understand your journey and celebrate your progress with you. And after completing this powerful emotional healing journey, you'll be invited into the Awakening Hypnosis series, inspired directly by Dr. Dan Brown's profound pointing out the great way teachings, leading you deeply beyond emotional healing into profound inner awakening and deep lasting peace. But you'll learn much more about this exciting journey a little bit later. So, right now, just imagine how your life will transform in just 1 week. Deeply healed, emotionally free, powerfully confident, and authentically happy. That beautiful transformation is waiting for you right here and right now. Now, here's exactly how easy it is to get started. So, I'm offering you a completely free 7-day trial to fully experience this life changing program immediately. So, there's zero risk, no strings attached. It's completely free for you to explore and heal deeply. After these powerful 7 days, your ongoing access, if you decide to stay, is only $47 per year. So that's, like I said, less than $1 per week. So for complete unlimited access to all these transformational hypnosis sessions, powerful reinforcement sessions, community support, and even deeper personal development content, giving you everything you need to maintain and expand your deep emotional healing long term. And that's not all. So, included in your membership, you will also gain immediate access to our incredibly supportive, loving, and empowering community. A safe, positive, uplifting space filled with amazing people who deeply understand your journey, support your healing, celebrate your growth, and warmly encourage your lasting success and transformation. Because healing and growth happen so beautifully when you're surrounded by a supportive, nurturing, positive community who truly understands and celebrates you every step of the way. And as if this wasn't already powerful enough, I have something truly special and exciting coming for you soon. So, after completing your Ideal Parent Figures 7-day program, you'll be invited to experience my upcoming Awakening Hypnosis series. So, it's carefully created directly from Dr. Dan Brown's powerful Pointing Out the Great Way teachings. So, this will be included in your membership today. So, this course will be much more expensive to purchase in the future, but you will get lifetime access to it with your membership if you take advantage of that today, of course. So, this Awakening Hypnosis series will guide you even deeper, and it goes beyond the emotional healing of your inner child into profound states of inner peace, lasting joy, effortless presence, and expanded consciousness, taking you to levels of inner freedom and genuine awakening you may have never imagined possible. But you'll learn more about this powerful awakening hypnosis series later once you've joined. For now, your inner child is ready and waiting to experience this profound emotional healing right now, today. Imagine for just a moment, okay? It's just 1 week from now, with more freedom from anxiety, emotional eating controlled, procrastination and self-sabotage dissolved, finally feeling genuinely safe, deeply seen, fully comforted, completely delighted in, and powerfully supported at last. All of this powerful healing is effortlessly available to you right now with your risk-free, completely free 7-day trial. After that, it's less than $1 a week, just $47 for a full year of unlimited access, powerful community support, and deeply transformative growth. So ask yourself this: isn't your happiness, emotional freedom, confidence, and peace of mind worth this small investment in yourself? I believe it is. And something inside you already knows. This is exactly what you've been searching for. Now it's your time to heal deeply, transform profoundly, and experience the happiness, confidence, and emotional freedom you deserved. Okay? And if it worked for me, I guarantee it'll work for you. There's no risk, there's nothing to lose, and there's absolutely everything to gain. Something very powerful guided you here today. You're watching this deeply for a reason, because your subconscious mind is finally ready to heal completely, powerfully, permanently. Now it's your time to heal deeply. It's your time to feel amazing. It's your time to step powerfully into the best, healthiest, most confident version of yourself. So click the link right now to claim your free 7-day trial and begin your beautiful emotional transformation. I'll be there, warmly supporting you every step of the way, alongside our amazing supportive community. So thank you sincerely for allowing me to guide you toward this powerful emotional healing. I can't wait to witness your incredible transformation. So click the button now, and I'll see you inside.